Good morning. It is currently, I don't have a clock. I don't know what time it is. It's morning time. I do have a clock in the kitchen somewhere. Pardon the sound of the dishwasher. It's 9:30. I forgot to change the clock off my rice cooker. Oops. Hey, could you not do that? Little Prince. Anyways, good morning. It is 9:30 in the morning on, today is a Wednesday. I am currently making coffee to get my day started. I actually, before I came downstairs, I went upstairs. I was upstaids. I woke up upstairs. I'm not awake yet because I haven't had my coffee. Before I came downstairs, I actually sat down on my computer and answered a few emails. I have a Kickstarter launching this week and I'm trying to get the details finalized for that. But now I'm down here, the Prince has gone outside and I'm making coffee and I'm gonna sit and knit for about 30 minutes before I go back upstairs and start working for the day. I didn't even say what I was doing. Hello, my name is Lee. We're vlogging today. I sat down and filmed. Hold on, let me see if I can set this down. Nope, that's not right. Anyways, I sat down and filmed yesterday a podcast for this week and it didn't go very well. I filmed one clip. I'm about to make my coffee. I filmed one clip and then my memory card errored out and I couldn't get it to fix because my computer doesn't want to read it. So I switched over and filmed the rest of the podcast on my phone. Sorry if I'm angling you down a bit. And I was not overall happy with how it turned out. So instead of a regular podcast this week, we're doing a Vlogcast. A kind of day in the life, but I'll also show you my knitting stuff that I'm working on and my crafting stuff. Oh my gosh, look at him. Why is he so cute? He was really bad. That's why he's in that chair, because I told him to go lay down. My house is a mess. I wasn't gonna bother cleaning it. I have piles of recycling that I need to take outside. Our recycling only picks up every other week, and I don't know why, because we produce more recycling than we produce trash. But I have to take a load of recycling out front, so that's why that big box is there. There's also some recycling by the kitchen trash. But don't judge me. Don't judge me for my house. I'm going to finish getting my coffee ready and sit down for about half an hour. All right, it has been about 25 minutes according to the podcast I'm watching. Please don't look at my pile of shoes over there, but I'm joining Noble Character Crafts over here this morning. And I got just a couple of increases done on this sleeve. I was about here when I started. But yeah, I thought I would talk about this mess. If you haven't been here before, welcome. But I have been working on this Irish Rover pullover by Tetty of Tetty's Knit Garden for a little while, since last year sometime. And I had knit almost this entire sleeve and realized that my gauge was way off. So I sat on it, put it in timeout, thought about just continuing to increase the sleeve to make it bigger, and then figuring out the yoke after that. But what I decided to do, obviously, is frog it. I ripped it back, and I am using Nutiden. Here's my plate. Yeah, in the color Glimped, which is a little difficult to see in this light. My living room has super warm lighting because I just used that lamp. But I frogged it, and I bought needles. I was using metal needles in the same size, but they were metal. So I basically just bought wooden needles to help with my gauge a bit, and also am just trying to like loosen up. I'm trying not to choke the yarn as I knit it this second time. And the gauge is definitely better this time. Definitely bigger, looser. I measured it and it still isn't quite what she calls for in the pattern, but I don't know, it fits me. So like it's fitting around my arm when I try it on. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm just currently working through my pile of ramen noodles. Since it is Nutiden, I don't want to like try to ball it up or anything. I'm just kind of like floating this pile around until I knit back through it. So yeah, that's what I did this morning. I'm probably gonna have to go upstairs and start working here soon. Oh man, I really need to paint my nails. Yes, I need to go upstairs and start working a bit. I have a couple of projects down here that I can show you real quick before I go upstairs, since this is a vlogcast. I have a bit of an update on my Seaborn tee, which is this guy. This is a pattern by Hannah of Herb Garden Knitwear. And I am almost done with the body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was planning on knitting 5 stripes or 5 of these little green stripes. So I need to finish this round of 10, or this section of grayish brown, and then I can start the whole front and body separation bit. But the Seaborn tee has this cute little scalloped edging on the bottom, and I am knitting it out of a 100% cotton yarn. It is Juniper Moon Neve in the color Hot Espresso and Limelight. And I'm making the size B10 for the body and S5 for the sleeves. The way this pattern is set up is you pick a body measurement and a sleeve measurement, and then you do a little bit of math. She provides all the formulas to figure out all of your numbers, which is super convenient and super size inclusive. I love it very much. The last project I have down here, oh, pardon my reach, is here. This is my, oh, I don't know if you've seen this. This is my new cast on since I filmed last. Well, one of 2 new cast ons. I have 2 new cast ons since I filmed last, or 3 maybe. My small ones are upstairs. No, I do have another one down here. It's just in the other room. But this is the trumpet pullover. This is a pattern by Jose. I can never pronounce their name. I really need to like figure it out. It is Josee, but it's got an accent mark over the first E, and I don't know how they pronounce their name. But the last name is Paquin. Gosh, what a struggle. But this is it. This was part of the Woolfolk Fleck collection of patterns, so you can find it through Woolfolk. But it's just a basic raglan sweatshirt style sweater that has a gorgeous, simple cable raglan detail, and I love it. I did the folded over collar, and the yarn I'm using is... actually, I'm not going to pull it out because I am currently at the end of one skein and I'm alternating 2 skeins because this is hand-dyed yarn and I'm alternating. Usually when I alternate, I knit one skein until it's like got about, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 grams left, and then I alternate for a few rows, and then I switch over to the second skein completely because I don't want to alternate the entire thing. I'm lazy. But this is Fiber for the People, the Hemp Merino Sport in the color Lantana. And it's got this beautiful heathered look to it because of the hemp content. I love it so much. It is, I really think Taylor of Fiber for the People, I think she played down how good this yarn is. This base is so squishy and soft that I really want to get another sweater quantity out of it. It is so lovely. And I have been flying through this because it has been a lot of fun to work on. I just yesterday switched it over to a larger cable, so you can actually kind of see it. But I'm more than halfway down the yoke. I should be getting kind of close. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I think I need 16 cable crosses and I'm at 12 before I separate for the sleeves. So that's fun. Oh, and this is a sport weight sweater. So yeah, I guess I can show you, I'm gonna take a sip of coffee real quick, but I can show you the other new cast on I have real quick. We have dog toys everywhere. Also, the boy has moved in here. He likes to be tucked in. If you ever see a mysterious lump in the background, it's probably him. There's my recycling. Oh, here it is. My other new cast on is here, has moved to this bag, and this is one I warned you about, actually. This is, let's try not to get my toes in here. This is my Hello from My Colors crop, designed by Jessie May. We need, hold on, let me get a second hand in here. Try not to show you the pattern. Right. And I have made a bit of progress on this too. Look at her. Oh, needles have fallen off. The stitches have fallen off the needles. But yeah, this is the Hello from My Colors crop. It is a lot of fun. It looks really rumply and crumply right now because of it's on small needles, but also most of that is on the increase rounds. I was like looking around and it's on the increase rounds that most of the rumpling is happening, so it should block out. But I'm using some really fun colors from Knit Picks Palette. These two are Gosling and Seal, like cielo, which is Spanish for sky. And then I'm also using Turmeric, which is the yellow, Marine Heather, which is the really dark blue, and Forest Heather, which is the dark green. And I love how it's turning out. So cute. I'm almost at the sleeve separation for this. I have one more pattern chart to do before the sleeve separation, but it is a pretty big chart, so it's probably going to take me a minute to finish that. But yeah, that's my other new cast on. that's downstairs. I'm going to try and fix these stitches on this needle real quick, and then I'm going to go upstairs and start getting to work. Sorry if you can hear my dishwasher in the background. It becomes background noise to, you know, to you, so, or to me, so I don't really notice it, but we're about to go upstairs now. Up my creaky stairs. Also, I do not know, what was I about to say? I turned this on so that I could specifically tell you something, and I do not remember what it was. Oh, I was gonna say, you know, oh God, my studio's a mess. Those stitches came off of my Hello for My Colors crop, and I was gonna say, I don't know why I have needle stoppers. I don't know why I don't use them. The studio is a mess. Let me turn you around so you can see. There's coffee from yesterday. Ball bands. Podcasting residue from yesterday. Paper absolutely everywhere. This is a disaster. Oh man, I should probably tidy up a bit before I do anything else. Actually, I'm probably going to sit at the computer and get a little bit of work done on my Kickstarter, and then I'm going to clean up so that I can maybe paint for the rest of the day. That's what I really need to do. I really need to make some art. So I'm going to do that. I did it. My bangs are super weird today. They need trimmed really badly. But I did it. I cleaned up. I still have a pile of papers here that I need to figure out what to do with, but I packaged an Etsy order. I cleaned up the floor, cleared off my table. Yes. Oh, it's so good. So much better. So much better. And now that I have a moment, I'm checking I have a little mirror here. I'm checking to make sure I'm like in frame. I can show you my other 2 whips because I only have 2 more. And they're both socks. So I'm gonna sit down on my floor pillows. Like to keep my studio ADHD friendly, so I have floor options for myself. And I've also put on socks because my toesies were cold. The beauty of living in an old house. And this one is a new cast on, I believe, since I saw you last. So I will start with this one. This is my pair of April striped socks. And it looks like I have not gotten any farther on these since you saw them last. Except I totally have, because I finished a whole sock. Yeah. I thought these turned out super cute, and they fit really well also. This is Sorella yarn in the color People Mover, and I don't know what the mini is. It was a random one I found in my little stash baskets. Sorry if I'm making you nauseous flipping you around like that, but I just finished the leg of this one last night, and I am about to start the heel, which is why it's not connected to anything. So that's where I am with that. And this little progress keeper is from Pitter Patter Polymer. And I love it. It's so cute, and it goes with so many things. So that's my first sock whip, and the only other thing I have been working on is this sock whip. And this is a new cast on, and I have 1 whole sock finished. It is this gorgeous color from Little Lionhead Knits. It's called Earl Grey and Lavender, and it is picking up pretty good on camera. Like, sometimes you can see like the hints of the pinkish lavender color in there, but overall it's a really like grayish brown. And I did the heels out of the same yarn, or the heel and toe out of the same yarn, but I held a piece of reinforcing thread with it to make it stronger, because there's no nylon in a tweed base, or in this tweed base. It is just BFL and NEPs, but I'm using this Regia reinforcing thread. It is wool and nylon, but it's super thin, it's super fine, and it adds strength and structure to the heels and toes. I've never done this before, but I decided now was the time to give it a try. And I kind of like the slight contrast it gives, like the tonal contrast in color. I think that's fun. But these guys are probably gonna last forever. Oh, and I didn't use a pattern for these. I just used my regular vanilla sock pattern, and I just replaced, instead of stockinette, I did this waffle texture, which is literally just 2 rounds of knit 2 purl 2 and then 2 rounds of knit all the way across, just repeated forever. And I thought it turned out really cute. So that is my other sock whip. I have not started the second sock on that one yet. I feel like I'll probably finish these first. But I've also been thinking about hitting up these shelves for another sock whip. I'm not in a hurry, and I'm not trying to jump the gun and pick something just because I want to pick something. I am waiting until I really want to cast something on. But I feel like I'm getting really close. I also still need to cast on my Curio socks by Andrea Mowry. And those could be a lot of fun. I might do those. Maybe. It's always here in the back of my mind. In other news, I definitely got my Kickstarter finished. It's up for review now. Whenever you launch a Kickstarter, it has to be reviewed by Kickstarter before you can launch it. You can't just launch them willy-nilly. But it's in review now. So as soon as I get approval, I'll be able to launch that. And I'm very excited to have that off of my list today. Fingers crossed it goes well. And I'll be able to have some new products come in from it. I have a couple of stretch goals. It's for enamel pins, but I also have, like, if we reach a certain amount, I'll be able to make washi tape, and I'll probably also have stickers made, things like that. Maybe even more enamel pins. I don't know how it's gonna go. But I'm going to draw now. I really need to get some art done today. Before I do that though, real quick, let me show you my begonia is, oh, wow, that's a gnat. I need to rice water my dirt. But look, my begonia has new little babies coming up. This was a cutting that I took from the bakery back when I worked at the bakery. I also have some new little fern fronds coming up here. And this guy up here is new. He's just filling out. And this guy is new. He is also just filling out. So it looks like my plants are doing okay. I'm gonna light a candle and play some music. I've been listening to this album. I've been listening to Protoman, Act 2, Father of Death. It is a Mega Man rock opera, and I've been listening to it for like 3 days. Brad and I went through a phase of listening to it for like a few years ago, but yesterday I had the urge, so I've been listening to it on repeat. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do some fan art today. I think I need it and I deserve it, so. Goodness. I just had my lunch break. I ate, my lunch mess. I had ramen noodles, and a sandwich. The sandwich was delicious. We have this vegetarian sandwich meat. What am I trying to say? I don't eat meat. I eat fish sometimes, but I don't eat like regular meat. But we have these deli slices from Field Roast, and they're mushroom and balsamic, and they are incredible. They're so good. So I had a sandwich with that on it. And now it is time to go back upstairs, I think. I also knit a little bit on my lunch break. I watched the first episode of Bridgerton, season 2. It is okay. I have really high standards for TV shows, especially period pieces. And I know it's not supposed to be taken seriously, but it's still just only all right. but I got a little bit more done on my sleeve. A couple more decrease rounds done. A few more inches. It's going really fast. Size 8 needles. Ugh. Excuse me. But yes, time to go back upstairs. I sketched before lunch a Patreon painting. I'm supposed to be doing a Patreon postcard this month in addition to my sticker rewards. I do one, or I will be doing one once a quarter, every 3 months. But I think I might start actually uploading the clips from my phone onto my computer and get ready to start editing this vlog and maybe work on that Patreon postcard a bit more. And I also, in this bag, right at the beginning of lunch, caked up the yarn for my curio socks. I split this skein of spin cycle into two, not quite 25 gram balls. The skein wasn't quite 50 grams. Do better spin cycle. And I got my onion knit sock yarn, and I have the pattern printed out and ready to go. So I'm not starting those right now, but I wanted to go ahead and get the bag ready for when I do decide to start it, because it might be soon. It even could be today. I don't know. I like to wing it. So yeah, that's how my day's going. I'm going to get back to work. Hello. I am currently having some floor time. Yeah, that might work. I feel like my lip is bleeding. Anyways, currently having some floor time. It's the only thing apparently that gets my creative juices flowing to maximum capacity. Sitting at a desk apparently puts pressure on me. Besides, I always did my best work growing up on the floor. So I have my clipboard with plain computer printer paper, which is my preferred sketching media. I got my pencils. I have sketched a lady. And I was about to knit a little bit for a moment because you gotta have a knitting break. I started the heel of my April stripe socks, but I wanted to tell you about, I've already put it in a bag, my y'all means all bag. This is made by, I'll link her below. She is Southern Fried Stitching, and she is based out of my hometown, and sales of things with this on it, she gives back to a good cause in my hometown. So I bought one, but it's full of yarn. Yeah. So, okay. I went on and on about this in the actual podcast that I filmed, but I took my notebook downstairs, but I have like a knitting notebook, and I was organizing on Sunday. I was sitting in here with my little knitting notebook, and I was going through my sweater quantities and trying to decide on projects that I'm going to make with all of them. I basically have like 2 or 3 options for each sweater quantity I have. But then I was looking at, I have one shelf on my yarn stash, or in my yarn stash, that is basically just like miscellaneous skeins. And I was looking at it while I was going through my sweater quantities, and I was thinking about a couple of the things on it and a couple of things in my sweater quantity, on my sweater quantity shelves, that don't really have a place yet. And specifically, it was these like extra skeins. I don't know why the bands are different ways on each of these, but I have these extra skeins of Brooklyn Tweed Arbor that are left over from projects. I have one full skein of this color called Crumb from my VZ, and I have 4 full skeins of this color called Spruce from another sweater I knit up a while ago. And in addition to the full skeins, I also have like scraps of them as well. I also had left over from my VZ a good chunk of a skein of this color called Butte. And I was like, maybe I can use those for something. I also had in my miscellaneous stash over here, these guys, which are 2 full skeins of EcoView Fiber Mill Ranger Merino, which is wonderful. It's beautiful. It is a different wool than Arbor. Arbor is Tarhi, and these are obviously Merino. But they're all DK weight, and they're all 100% wool. And I bought these specifically because I had knit a sweater out of this yarn in a different color and had a good bit of it left over. And I wanted to get 2 more colors to go with that first color to make Colorwork house socks. Now 3 full skeins of yarn. What did I have actually left over from that first project? I had almost 2 skeins left over from that project, plus 2 full more skeins of DK. Seemed like a lot. It was a lot just for house socks. So I've been kind of sitting on these wondering if there was something else I could do with them. And I also have the rest of the yarn in this bag. Where are you? One of these is like unraveling. Where is it? Nope, not that one. This is the other color, by the way. It is also EcoView Fiber Mill. It's the same yarn, it's just a different color. Aren't these colors great together? I love them. But I have a whole bunch of this left. Like I have these, and I have these. It's basically 340 yards of this color. 340 yards of that. Each one of these is 200 yards. And then with all of the Arbor I had left over, I ended up having over 1,600 yards of DK weight yarn. So I was thinking about it and I decided I'm gonna make a Douglas Cardi by Andrea Mowry. I'm going to make it more of a scrappier looking version. It's gonna have some skinny stripes, not all the stripes the same width, so that I can get all the colors, because I believe I actually have 6 colors and the pattern only calls for 5. So I did a little bit of planning for that. Since I have the most of this color, I'm going to use this for like the button band, neck band, and bottom hem. So spruce will be that color, but then I'm going to do stripes of all the other colors, and I think they're going to look really great together. I don't know if I can hold them up for you. But I wanted to talk about this because it's going to be coming down the pike soon. We can do it this way, like that. Aren't they going to be great? I love them. These 2 reds are a little similar, like at first glance, but they're really not that similar. And I won't be putting them together, like stripes next to each other. And same with these guys. I'll be sure to separate those. But yeah, that's gonna be my next. I'm gonna finish a sweater project before I start a new sweater project, but this is in this bag, ready to go, because I wanted to get it out of my stash. Yeah, I wanted to talk about that as a future cast on, as a cast on plan. But I guess I'm gonna actually call Brad back real quick and then have some more floor time. What you got? Oh, you got the toilet paper roll. You got it. Cutie. I have a mess now. I did a little bit more drawing. I knit about 10 rounds on the foot of my sock. I started watching Kay's new podcast, and Brad just texted me that he went to go donate plasma, and it did not work. He stuck both of his arms and could not get anything. So we're just waiting for him to come home now. We waiting for your dad to come home? Are we waiting for your dad to come home? Yeah. My goodness. Look at those ears. Look at those ears. My goodness. Oh, it's a baby. Cool, big stretch. Big stretch. I can't throw it if you don't let me have it. Drop it. Put. So silly. So silly. So silly. He says, Mom, this is my trash. This is my trash. You can have it. Grumpy old man. Anyways, I think at this point, I am going to call it for this vlog today. I am going to tidy up my studio just a little bit. I'm going to tidy up the studio just a little bit from my work day today, finish up Kay's podcast, and edit this vlog. And that's going to be it for my work day today. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I know it wasn't super exciting, but I did show you a little bit of my progress on my projects this week. And I will see you guys next time. Hopefully next week I'll have my memory card situation fixed, and I'll see you for a proper podcast next week.